Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles, and today's video is on a classic Sudoku created by Potato Head 21. This is apparently the author's first classic Sudoku, as you can see from the title, and I've already solved this classic Sudoku and I thought that it had a very interesting quirk. It is like if you see it, you see it, and if you don't, you don't. You just keep on searching all over the Sudoku and without any luck. So it's about just seeing it. And I really enjoyed the quirk and I thought that it would really be a wonderful and joyful video for you guys. The link to solve this is in the description of the video. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So what else? Yeah, and I'm covering a video on a classic Sudoku after a long time. I don't remember the last time I did a video on a classic Sudoku. So I hope you guys enjoy this classic Sudoku video. Now, without much further ado, let's start solving the Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each row, each column, and 3x3 box in the grid has digits 1 to 9 without any repetitions. And that's about it. And if you are really enjoying the stuff we are putting on the channel, please do remember to hit that subscribe button. So let's start the Sudoku now. So you don't have a 4-8 here because of this, and that locks the 4-8 in here. So which means I must get 5, 6 and 9 here, and 6 and 9 are in column 3, so that's not a 6 and 9 and becomes a 5. 6, 9 goes here. And now if you look at a row 3, you have 5, 6, 9, 4 and 8. So I need 1, 2, 3 and 7. And 3 and 7 cannot go into this cell and into this cell, right? Because of 3, 7 being here. So which means I have a locked pair in row 3. And then the rest of the digits must be a 1 and 2. So pretty basic stuff. So up until this point, there should not be any trouble. And in fact, there shouldn't be much trouble. Even after some time, you can proceed somewhat in the Sudoku. There's still a lot of steps. You have 7s in columns 8 and 9, so that gives a 7 here. A hidden single, or rather a naked single. So 7 in rows 8 and 9 gives you a 7 in one of those two cells. Then I'll try to replicate the exact way that I solved and the points that really got me stuck, and then how I found the idea. Okay, so 4 in columns 3, 7 and 9 gives me a 4 here. So what else we can do? Column 8 is kind of restricted. Now let's focus on that. 1, 3, 4, 7 and 8. So I'll need 2, 5, 6, 9, right? So this is a 2, 5, 9. And both of these cells must be 2, 6 and 9. And this is a 5, 6 and 9. Okay, so at this point there is a very interesting idea in the Sudoku, one that doesn't really help much, but you can make use of that. 3, 7 cannot be in these cells and 3, 7 cannot be in these cells. So which means that leaves us exactly these 3 cells for the 3, 7. Now I can't put both of 3, 7 here because that would clearly be a contradiction. So there is one of 3, 7 here, the other of 3, 7 goes here. And now regular viewers of the channel and would have definitely identified that if you have the next 3, 7 here, you have the deadly pattern, the unique rectangle. You can never have this in a valid Sudoku. And by valid, I mean a Sudoku which has a unique solution. But how do you know that the Sudoku has a unique solution? When you solve from reputed sources or from authors who are really good, then there definitely would be a unique solution. And another way to say it is you will never see invalid Sudoku in let's say Sudoku GP competition or in Sudoku Mahabharat contest on Logic Masters India, and on any online contest, you'll never see an invalid Sudoku. That is a Sudoku without a solution or a multiple solution. So you can safely make use of that uniqueness thing. That's what I'm trying to convey here. So I could have written the 3, 7 straight away here, because you can't have unique rectangle. So 3 7 can be written here, but let's not make use of that. I just wanted to show you guys that in our videos we as far as possible we try to avoid using uniqueness, because it's just like a short circuiting technique which you can use in contests to solve very fast. Okay, coming back to the Sudoku. 5 in columns 2 and 3, so that gives me 5 in one of these two cells. Okay, look at these cells that they are restricted. 1 3 7 9 and 4 and 8 are eliminated, so these must contain 2 5 6, and you can't have 6 here, and you can't have a 5 here. That's a 2 6. And now look at this cell. This is also very restricted. You can't have 1 2 4 3 5 6 and 7, so this is 8 and 9. So this is how pretty much more or less every solver would have proceeded in the Sudoku. So I'm trying to replicate it before going to that exact step that breaks the Sudoku open. So as I said, it's a very quirky step. Once you see it, you see it, and if you don't, you'll keep on searching all over the Sudoku. Okay, let's look at this cell. 3 4 5 7 6 and 8, so that's a 1 2 and 9. What can I do? Okay, 3 in columns 7 and 8, that gives a 3 here. And now if you ask where the 2 goes in row 8, you'll get that 2 has to be here. That puts 2 in one of these two cells. Okay, 4 is not in column 1 or row 9, so that puts a 4 domino in here, these two cells. So, and in row 8, this is 5 6 8, this is 4 5 6, and these two cells are 4 5 6 8. Let's not write them in. Okay, this cell is restricted. 4 5 6 and 2 7 and 8, so that's 1 3 and 9. And 5 is not here, 5 is not here, so which means 5 is in one of these cells. And let's finish off these two cells. So this is a 2 8 9, and that is a 6 8 and 9. So you will see that slowly we are covering almost every area of the grid, but still there doesn't seem to be any trick here, like you can say X-wing, a Y-wing, or even something else that would help you proceed in the Sudoku, maybe a pair or two. So okay, speaking of pairs, you do have a pair here, but one which doesn't help much, in fact at all. This pair does nothing. You already have 3 7 here, you still got a pair, and you can use it to make some eliminations along this column, but not much. So okay, 9 in row 2 goes in one of these two cells. Okay, I'm still trying to focus on cells which have 3 or lesser than 3 possibilities, and this is one such cell. Can take only 1 2 and 4. 3 7 5 6 8 and 9 are ruled out, so this is 1 2 and 4. So, and during my solve, just before making this video, I went through every of this cell in more or less the same order. I made all these pencil marks, and we're very close to reaching the step which I'm going to show you. Anything else? Okay, look at this cell, 4 6 8 3 7 and 9. So this is going to be a 1 2 and a 5. So at this point you will notice that 8 is kind of restricted in column 5. So this was one of the points I was trying to focus on a lot to make it work somehow. Maybe assume an 8 here or somewhere to get a contradiction of sorts, but it was leading me nowhere. So, and I decided that it is a futile approach. So, but there is something else at this point in the Sudoku. So feel free to pause the video at this point and see if you can find the logic yourself. So I'll pause myself for a second or two and I'll show you what is the quirk that really cracks the Sudoku open, without which it's very unbelievably hard. Okay, so for those of you who have found the logic, that's very good. If you haven't, no need to be hard on yourself. This is not that easy sometimes. In fact, let me put it this way, it's very easy to miss such a trick. So look at this cell. You have a 1-2 pair in row 3. Let's say this is a 1 or a 2. I'm going to highlight that. So which means that 1 or 2 in row 3 has to be here, right? And now all these cells are eliminated for the 1 and 2. So only way it can be here is here. So remember that we have started with a 1 or a 2 here. Now where does this go in box 4? Both of these are 1 2s and you don't have a space for 1 2 courtesy of this cell, which can take only 8 and 9. A beautiful idea. So this cell cannot be a 1 and 2. Lovely logic, right? Because if it's 1 and 2, you force a 1 2 here and this box is broken already. So this is the idea I was talking about. So this has to be a 5. So what do you call this step, guys? Can you name this strategy? Is there any good name for it? Not sure. Okay, so 5 goes here, which means 5 in this box has to be here. So that becomes a 2 9. Oops. All right, so I have a 2 6 9 here. That gives a 5 here and 5. Oh, this is a 5. Oops, that has to be a 5. So 4 5 6 3 and 7. So remaining digits are 1 2 8 and 9. Not much there. However, because we wrote a 5 here, this becomes a 2, that becomes 6, that becomes 1, that becomes 9. So 6 and 9 gives me an 8 here, and 2 8 gives me a 9 here, and that becomes a 2 6, and that finishes off this column. Excellent step, right? I really enjoyed this step, guys. So I hope you all also had as much fun as me in finding this deduction. So let's continue the Sudoku. So this is a 1 2, this is a 1 3, 3 4 7 9 5 6. So I need 1 2 8. That's 8, and that is a 1 and 2. Now 8 gives me a 9 here, which kind of populates this part of the cell. So that becomes 6 9. So no 6 here. That's a 5 8. So 2 here gives me a 2 and a 6 here. And 9 in row 9 has to be here. So you can see that the digits are coming thick and fast. The last of the 9s goes here. Okay, row 9 can be completed. 2 7 9 4 6 8. So I'll need 1 3 and 5. This is a 1, this is a 3, and that's a 5. Just by normal Sudokuing, that gives 8 here. So this will be 4 6, oh sorry, 4 6 and 4 5 6, and that's a 1 8. And I need 4 6 and 7, so that's a 7. Now I have a problem with the tab. So this is 4 6. And column 1 can be completed. Has to be 3. That has to be a 1. That has to be a 1. That has to be a 2. And 3 here gives me a 7 here. And 3 in row 6 has to be here. And now this is 2 7 8. So 7 goes here. 2 goes here. 8 goes here. 4 goes here. 8 goes here. 4 goes here. 6 goes here. And 1 here gives me a 2 here. So row 1 can be completed. Those must be 4 5. And these have to be 1 6 and 8. And 8 is eliminated here. 7 gives me a 3, a 7. And this cell has to be a 6, finishing row 5, which means this is 4. And this is not a 2 or a 4, so that's a 1, and that's 8. That's a 5 6, and this is a 2 4, this is a 1 6, right? So final flourish. Now where do we go? So 2 gives a 4 here, and that finishes off the Sudoku very fast without any need to explain. 6 1 and 1 and 8. So excellent Sudoku. And to think that this is the first Sudoku of the author, really the author deserves a hats off. I've seen many of the variant Sudokus by this author, Potato Head, on Logic Masters Germany portal, and this is the first such classic Sudoku I'm seeing from the author. So thanks to the author for such a nice idea. I hope you guys had fun. If you solved this in any other way, please do let us know in the comments below. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.